We elemental beings.
We elemental beings.
We're about to tap into your energy. We elemental beings.
We elemental beings.
We're about to tap into your energy. We elemental beings.
We elemental beings.
We're about to tap into your energy.
We about to tap into your energy.
Hey. Tell them yang. Get them yin. We yin and yang. Twin flame kind of issues.
Uh-oh. Front row shout. Front row. Uh-oh. Front row church shout, y'all. When the beat drop.
We elemental beings. We be tapping in that energy. We elemental beings. Hey, we be tapping in the energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Soul Tribe. How y'all feeling?
Sending you guys so much light and love, positive energy.
No doubt.
Okay. We're coming through with another live for you guys. Okay. Hope you guys are not taking these messages lightly. They're coming out very thick.
Yes.
Okay. It's so funny because everything that we have been saying lately, you know, our soul tribe has been confirming. You know, we've been talking about a lot of birds. We've been talking about a lot of spiritual warfare. We've been talking about people realizing and recognizing themselves. And everything that we're saying is 100% truth. It comes from divinity. Like, that's real. We have been getting confirmation. I'm seeing the 100 go across the screen in my head. Okay.
I remember last year, we started talking about ornithomancy and communication with the birds. And it was crazy because when the gift first became active in us, it was like High Priestess really had to teach me. Like, I don't even think she was aware herself of what she knew.
Wasn't.
Like, when your Akashic records open up, man, it be information coming from, you know, your past life.
Right. And I became very, very attracted to the story of Elijah.
Oh, yeah.
Very drawn to it, you know, and where we're from, the Raven is like, you know, the Baltimore Ravens, right?
And then David, it was like, I started studying, like, David had the gift of ornithomancy, right? And many divine beings throughout the world, I start to realize, like, even some of the authors of bird message travel, like, you know, back in the days, quite some time, throwback era, they used to send birds with messages, right? They would fly miles. Mm-hmm. They was trained. And then as I was growing up, I noticed a lot of divine older males, you know, they had a little alcohol, but they had a pigeon coop. Mm-hmm. They had a little tippers, they little flippers, like, and just homing birds. So it's like two significant people and our soul tribe,
right? They
had very serious encounters with birds this week.
One flew into someone's home. And one was an owl that was like had white color in it. And one of our soul sisters was actually telling us, you know, that they both. It's funny because I was telling her, I was like, both of them thought that it was an omen of death, and I'm like, well, it is technically because death equals transformation. So, right. You know, there is the energy of death and transformation all around us. And we are so scared of death, you know, and God rest her soul. I remember my grandmother, before she transitioned, she was the most beautiful, strongest woman I ever knew in my life. You know, I really admired her and her strength and her courage. And, you know, there's a lot of energy being sent from the ancestors as confirmation. So don't be afraid when death and transformation approaches you. This is God's way of speaking directly to you because you are chosen, you know. Many are called, but only few are actually chosen. So when you see these divine signs that are currently happening, you know, be proud, you know, take honor in the things that God is showing you right now, because everybody can't see. And since we are talking about that, we might as well jump into the downloads. Let's go.
Let's purify. It's about to get, it's crouchy in the spirit realm.
I'm going to go before him this time.
By water we connect with spirit through pure intent.
Since we talking about the birds, it's funny. And you know, I was saying that, you know, you guys can really see now, you're really starting to understand how you really do, by water we connect with spirit through pure intent. You really do see how you are connected to God. It's crazy. You know, God gave me a download for you guys. He gave me a couple, but I'm not going to read all of them. But I do want to say this. Your spiritual vision, it could have people upset with you right now, because you are able to see beyond the veil. See, your discernment is a gift, okay? So you are starting to see life for exactly what it is. I'm seeing some people, you could be in the ages between even 18 and 21 is the one I'm picking up. You know, I feel like you guys are learning young. There are some people that really rock with us, and you guys are learning and you're tapped in and you're doing well in the beginning of your spiritual journey. Then I'm picking up, you know, the mid 30s and up to the 40s and early 50s. I'm picking up this energy, you know, that there are so many people upset that you can see. You know, I have on my chakra dress that the Hierophant made me last year, the Ajna chakra, right? Your third eye chakra. So people are literally irritated with you. They're the demon that lives in us, because we all battle with, you know, light and dark, right? So that little piece of demon that lingers in people is really irritated with your vision. But what you have to remember is that your discernment is a divine gift. See, everyone doesn't have discernment. Okay, some people's vision are blocked. See, what God does is he'll allow evil to think that they're getting away with things, doing things, moving things around, and, you know, shit is really popping for evil. You know, we look at evil and we're like, how does evil prevail, right? And God is like, no, it doesn't, right? See, the energy of evil mocks, it impersonates, right? So there are people that are literally upset with you because you can see beyond the veil. You can see things for exactly what God intended them to be. And your discernment is a gift. And God told me that if we continue to neglect our discernment, we become wasteful. Okay. There's also someone in spirit told me that all you need to do is remain focused, stick to the plan, and continue to thank the Most High every day. See, you're right in line. You're right in alignment for what you are about to receive. See, you've been calling in a lot of things, and, you know, nobody believes that these things you've been calling in are coming. See, because you've been calling in big things. I'm hearing big dog, right? You could be big dog, top dog, something. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to a person where your money doesn't even match your energy. See, because God has not given you your financial blessing yet. So it's like, you know, you already have this it factor about you, but you don't have the finances. So you can't really get to the level that you're trying to get to. But it's something about your finances about to meet you right at that energy that you see, because you've been remaining in this positive energy, this upbeating, vibrant energy for a very long time. And it's like God is ready to meet you. I'm hearing a handshake like, give me some dad. What's our shake? Right? Okay? But yeah, so there are people upset with you right now, and it's literally only because you can see. You can see them. And I feel like, you know, because you're becoming so spiritually mature, right, that when you see them, you don't even say nothing. You just sit back and watch. Okay? Yeah, like that kind of energy. Okay? So the last thing I have for you, well, I have two more because Spirit Gate is heavy tonight. Lilies. So your flower for today is lilies, okay? Lilies are good for new beginnings when you are going to try something one more time. There's someone like, all right, I'm going to give this one more go, one more try. I'm going to spin the block one more time for you, God. But look, if it doesn't work this time, I give up, right? And it's something about this one time, you know, that one more time is what I'm hearing. You know, there's something about this one more time is going to shock you. You know, see, the first time when you try, God wasn't in it, okay? See, anything that doesn't have God attached to it, it won't work, right? But yeah, there's something about the lily here. Now, let me see. Make sure you use full-size lilies to get the full vibration, okay? And then the last thing that I heard, and this was straight from God. I'm going to say God. I'm not going to say spirit. This was straight from God. This was a download. And this is what God wanted me to say to all of us, myself, the Hierophant, and you, viewer, watching me. Us, right? I heard, you must keep going. You can't give up. Okay? And so I'm like, well, God, what do you mean? And so the energy of the Bible, I looked at Deuteronomy 31:6, and it says, the good news, keep going. No matter what other people say, your one true companion throughout life is God, and he will never abandon you. Then I was reading another part that says, let us not become worried in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. So divine being, God himself is wanting you to not give up, keep going, and keep pushing. That was your downloads.
Okay. So, we about to jump in, and it's definitely about to get, it's about to get very, very crouchy in the spirit realm, because a lot of this information that we giving out is resonating strong, and it's even strong enough to break a lot of resolves. So this information that I'm particularly about to go in with, like, I just pray that people who are really trying to ascend, that you take it serious, right? And you take it from the mouth of two people who practice what they preach. So I want to say, Ashe to the ancestors, all praise to the Most High.
Ashe to the ancestors, all praise to the Most High.
As well as summons in the energy of Archangel Michael.
And I summons in the energy of Archangel Gabriel with his divine protection of temperance.
Clear and concise messages.
And we block and ban any negativity or spell work that is trying to be sent to us while we deliver these messages to our divine collective. Okay, we ask for a shield of protection.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
When your frequency is high in the universe, the minute a person begins to study you for low vibrational information, they slip into a low vibration within themselves simply by resisting your frequency. Spirit says you are stamped. Your protection moves very fast. Now I want to speak about this. When your frequency is high, I'm talking about not what you say. I'm talking about what you do when the universe dictates that you're at a high frequency. There are going to be people that look at you, because when you vibrate at a high frequency, the first thing that people do, they look at you and they look to study you, because they want to see, well, what do they do wrong? Or what can I see, right? Now, when you go into the energy of your purpose, okay, that's a frequency. Remember what I'm telling you. Write it down. When you reach your purpose, you have reached a substantial frequency that will sustain itself in the universe. See, it's many vibrations and many frequencies. Not many of them reach purpose. When you as a person reach the frequency of purpose, people, particularly, Spirit says, if your purpose entails you being seen by others, your protection level is so powerful that whatever you, and this is why Spirit says, be careful what you reveal to people. We all have shortcomings, and we all have vices, and we all are indifferent in many ways. But nevertheless, when you're in your purpose, and your purpose is exposing you to others, when people look at you to study what your low vibration may be, the universe has it set up so they already slip in a low vibration by trying to study you. They slip into a low vibration that they will never understand. It's your protection. The reason being is because the universe has stamped your frequency. You are on the frequency of purpose. People are not allowed to look into your energy. People are not allowed to study you with baneful intent, because your purpose may be exposing you to others, and this may be frightful for you. But you have to understand, and people feel this, y'all. Like when people do things, the people who are in their purpose, the protection level is so fast moving. Many of us are protected by venerated spirits of nature, right? I'm not going to label that. I'm going to say that. Venerated spirits of nature, right? They surround the order of the universe, the elements, the sun. I remember I said in one of my raps, my ancestors' big stepper is control the elemental weapons, right? You have to realize this universe will defend itself from whoever is in opposition to the plan of the divine. The Bible stipulates this. This is where Noah's flood came from. The giants, they were rebellious. Remember, God sent the flood, an element, to wipe them out. Remember the Sodom and Gomorrah demonstration where they committed atrocities in the sight of the divine, and asphalt was, brimstone in what is it called? The stuff you like, sulfur.
Sulfur.
It consumed the whole city, and it's documented, right? So this is the universe, the way it defends itself. Elements become a weapon. When you are a perfect person in your purpose, the elements support you. So like when people do stuff like have your name wrong, they feel sudden winds in their midst. Like they feel spiritual things, they begin to drop and spill stuff. Things about them begin to get exposed because your protection, when you in your purpose, it moves extremely fast.
Right, that's real, because anything moving against your purpose is going against God.
It's a bigger order, right? Your purpose, like she said, your purpose is connecting you to the order of the divine.
We are very small and minute.
People don't realize this when they attempt. You can't just go into people's frequency. You can't unless your purpose requires you to do that. If your purpose, like for us, we readers, right? So let's say I decide to compromise my integrity and I go into somebody's energy and I do something I don't got no business doing. I lose my connection with the divine. I don't lose my gift. So what do I then do? I associate with spirits that are baneful, the demonic. Why? Because my gift is not to have this gift, and this is what they box you out, and they don't want you to understand this.
Ajna chakra blocked.
We always remember this. What we do is ancient. It precedes religion. The energy that we tap into, it doesn't have anything to do with the oldest religious book that you have. What we doing is older than that.
Well, you got to think. Every religion, we all have the same ethics, moral codes, all of that.
On the right side, because religion is. Let's give them. Our Spirit says, lay it out. Religion is magic. Why? Because it incorporates the metaphysical energy. right? Now,
rituals we do in church.
It's right. Religion is a manipulated energy. It's a dangerous magic. The reason why religion is a very dangerous magic is because, first of all, it involves indoctrination, which is very psychological. Indoctrination is strong enough to impose itself over your natural born will. Like, say you're born with a purpose. Indoctrination can go against the engine of your will, against your purpose, and you will miss your purpose due to indoctrination.
Because that's where your limited belief systems comes from, you know.
Religion. So
thinking God is this big when God is so much greater. You know?
It's not ever to knock religion, because many of us learn God. What religion does, okay, Spirit wants me to break it down a little bit. What Spirit does, what religion does is it makes you sensitive to spiritual manipulation, okay? When people teach you religion, it puts you in the spirit realm. It makes you susceptible, right, to mind control, and to will, and to destiny swap. Any religion, no matter how good the intention is behind the religion, it makes you spiritually sensitive in a way where you're not necessarily aware of what's present on a spiritual tip. Like, it could be a demon in your life, right? For instance, I'm going to give it to you. You could be a person with a demon that's assigned to your life. You might not understand the level of spirituality that comes along with this, because it could be spell work. It could be a generational curse. A demon could have been introduced to your bloodline, and it falls on you, right? Now, you could be a person that believes in God strong. There's nothing wrong with that. You could go to church and the preacher could lay his hands on you. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to also understand, in the order of your divine purpose, this demon is assigned to your life. So that means that you have to beat it.
You have to beat it.
Not you. And see, people don't want to heal that way because it hurts to heal that way. It could be it could be a sex demon. You have to heal it. It could be a drug demon. It could be anything. But what religion does,
demon, right?
Religion in a way, it kind of desensitizes us to the severity of spiritual energy in a way by way we think that God is going to protect us from everything, and He is. That's the grace. But some things God is allowing to happen to you.
He does.
And you're not getting a lesson out of it because you viewing God wrong.
Because He gives justice and judgment.
See, right. God is not, think of it like this. This will help you. If I'm a man that wants God to forgive me, I'm always going to find myself at the point of needing forgiveness, right? Now, if I'm a man that really truly believes that God is an energy that assists me, I won't need forgiveness because I'll be too occupied receiving assistance from God. Now, which one puts you in? Because see, if you understand that God is assisting you, it makes it easier to fear Him.
But if we also believe that God is an all-forgiving God, then a man would never have any kind of discipline.
No, right. Real talk. Like, that's technology. You will not find discipline if you view God as an energy that forgives you for everything. You will never ever reach the level of letting go what you need forgiveness for, because it'll lay dormant in you. You'll fight it, sure. That's why people
keep doing things, and then
God
forgive me.
People sit in the masjids of America, and they sit everywhere in America in religious, and they don't understand. It's a deeper level of spirituality. Like, it's spiritual technology going on at all times.
That's real.
So the best thing you can do is find your purpose. When you walk in the energy of your purpose, it's going to protect you, right? Nothing is going to protect you like the energy of your purpose. I don't care what spiritual leader you have. I don't care what. Nothing is going to protect you individually like the energy of your purpose. Why? Because your purpose is connected to your authenticity. Authenticity bears the energy of the divine. It's called divine order. Every man's purpose is in divinity. That's why the algorithms of the world fight us not to reach our purpose.
That's real. And I feel like, when you said, find your purpose, I feel like I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember I was a person trying to find my purpose. Well, see, my purpose was already. Thank you, Stink. I love when you fix that. I don't know. It's because I got the wrong ball on, so one side be flipping over. He hate that, and I do too. So I love when he fix it. But anyway, you know, I remember being a person trying to find my purpose, right? And I found myself finding nothing, because your purpose is going to find you. See, your purpose is already incorporated with the things that you already do well anyway.
Yes, indeed.
Right?
Yes,
so it's
indeed.
Nothing that you really have to look for. You just have to ask God to look. God, God, give me confirmation that this is it. Because you already know it in your heart, your spirit, your soul already resonates with what you're here to do, because it's part of the journey. It's part of the plan. You're already doing it.
You're doing it.
Now, you may not be making money off of it. You may not even be realizing that you're doing it. You could be a person that literally, and I use this example all the time because it's the most common, easiest one to use, but literally, you could be a person that makes custom hair pieces, wigs, or whatever, right? Let's say you specialize to people that have, cancer, right? You can really make these special wigs to make these women still feel like they have the same hair, and you can really light up a person's life like that. Well, see, that's your purpose. Your purpose is to spread love, and that's spreading love when you make these custom pieces for these people that really uplift their spirit, right? It's like that kind of energy.
I ain't gonna lie, I just now felt such a surge in my heart, and it's frustration from the ancestors, right? Let me explain something to y'all about ancestral energy and what we've been doing with it. Ooh, this is deep, and this kind of hurts me because it involved. So I grew up in like the 90s, and what we did, the ancestors gave us a very powerful energy, right? They gave us an energy to resist the norm of what was going on. And you know what many of us did? We took it and we began to run the streets with it. We began to achieve, we chased money, we chased all of these things with our energy. This is what I want you to realize. The ancestors, they give the energy. They frustrated because we don't know what to do with it.
That's real.
It's like the ancestors at birth, they put things in your midst.
Well, you got to think,
And then as you grow, right, they put things in your midst. And a lot of things that we have, the gifts, we have to develop them. They are very much what you do naturally. Like, for instance, I know when I think about it, how many of you that watch this were gifted? You were gifted in life as something that the law didn't approve of, but you knew it was in you, or you just was gifted in it, and it's because the energy is there, right? Now the purpose is derailed, and that's one of the main issues. The energy for purpose is there, and that's to reach it, but it's derailed because we don't understand exactly what we had. In spite of all of the downloads that the ancestors are sending you ever took control? You ever been young and you just took control of everybody that hang with you? It's because your gift is rooted in that. You ever been a person that can just make things like, let's say you like to make necklaces and things, right? Do you know that you could be an amulet maker? You could be a person that was born to just make spiritual protection pieces and pieces that enhance the rhythm. And we never get there because we don't realize what we have. We simply don't realize, and that's why it's really what the ancestors really saying is that we really got to find a way to start listening to the inner voice behind the programming. Like, forget what you programmed to know. It's something deeper in you speaking to you.
And that's so real. When he was saying that, I thought about it. And Spirit was like, well, you got to say this as well. No matter your nationality or background, our ancestors fought so hard for many of different things, yes. Right? For many of different things, some freedom, some liberation, whatever it may be. Your ancestors fought hard for you to be who you are today. See, there wasn't a thing called independence and freedom back, So I feel like, the ancestors have fought so hard, which is why they are not pleased with you just going along with any old thing. You have to begin to broaden your horizons,
And like even as they send me downloads, the ancestors are saying to me, even all of us are bound to the laws of the universe. Them, us, and other spirits. Now, in the Pisces era, you might ask yourself, why is there so much ancestral? Everybody talking about their ancestors. Why? It's because they got liberty. See, we switch time frame. In the Pisces era, they was confined to a certain, it was like limited movement throughout into it. Look at the world now. You don't understand. It's like this because we don't live in the Pisces era. We are in the era of Aquarius now, right? And a lot of people don't know what that means. That means that the revealing is happening. Like everything that's a lie and that don't stand for truth and not vibrating with authenticity is getting exposed.
Why do you think the bones of the giants and shit are being shown, right?
Exactly.
Because the truth is being exposed. Man. You know, what is it? What's that little cartoon, man? Jack and the Beanstalk. That shit was true facts used to confuse you. Why do you think we're finding artifacts of these giants and different? God is not playing.
And you know how she's
God is
so
not
real?
Playing.
As she talk about Jack and the Beanstalk, remember Jack and the Beanstalk? Jack the giant, they live up in a tree. Well, guess what the book of Enoch said? This is apocryphal literature. These are the books that go along with the Bible that we ain't get. Well, the book of Enoch,
still has it.
Ethiopia has the book of Enoch in their Bible. And that's why I tell they have the strongest branch of Christianity in the world.
Real talk.
Period. And everybody knows it. Ethiopia, they don't believe in the demonstration that's taking place around the world. They got an energy that's dismissed. And you know what the book of Enoch says about giants? They was cool down here wrecking the world. They did one thing that offended God. God said they thrusted themselves upon the clouds. And that's when the divine was like, oh no.
That's it.
Anything come up here, it got to fall. Do you know that, the ancestors giving me something, and it's real. I was doing a little study on petrified statue figures around the world. You know, they got giants trapped all around the world and mountaintops and all of that. And if you really study what happened, when you really look at it, right, some of these giant structures, they have to be the actual giant encased in stone.
Well, that's
right.
The energy of the Bible says that.
It says
that they will be bound.
They will be bound
until the river Euphrates dried up, and that happened last year. Y'all need to wake up.
It said that. It speak, man. The book of Enoch. If you a Christian and you believe in a Muslim, right? A Muslim too. If you believe in the Quran and the Bible, and you don't study the book of Enoch, then in so many aspects, right?
If you want gift reactions like these.
If you a person and you're not studying the book of Enoch, and you know you got a faith, you falling into I could say you fall into a perpetual ignorance. I can definitely say that, because if in order for them to dismiss a book like the book of Enoch, right?
It has some truth, ain't it?
It had a lot of truth, and when you think about the kind of truth that it has the truth that's enlightening, right? Now, why would they want to erase? Mind you, everywhere that they found in Malta, right? It's a place called Malta. It's by Sardinia. Sardinia is the place where they say Noah's boat actually docked when Noah, the ark of, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Nevertheless, it's evidence of a very big boat there that could have quite possibly did what Noah said. But what really struck me as amazing about Sardinia and Malta is that the structures of Egypt, right? The structures of, and I'm teaching now, right? The structures of Egypt, the pyramids, El Ghazi and all of these pyramids, they were built upward and they have a certain technology. But remember the Epic of Gilgamesh and Noah said the world was cleared by a flood. It's evidence of that. Well, when you go to Sardinia, right, they have what's known as monoliths. And guess what? they are the same technology, but they built down in the ground.
Yeah.
So it's as if these giants knew, they feared building because of the flood. So they said, we're going to build it underneath. So all of their monolithic structures, they have ways to excavate water. Why would they do that? Why? And then the giants that are found in Malta, right? They are the same. They name them Nuragi. They call them the Nuragi. Now these people, the Nuragi, it's odd to me because they resemble the same giants that was spoke about, the Nephilim, the Nuragi and the Nephilim. So how would the Nuragi get to Sardinia? Well, something had to happen because it was a flood and then they emerged. But what strikes me as odd is around the region of Malta, y'all, they finding children giants. I'm talking about they're finding like 6 feet children. Like the bone density of them, they like babies.
Wow.
And they like 6 feet, right? So it's a lot that goes on. That's a whole nother discussion. Spirit wants me to reel it back in. So before I go, I'm going to drop 2 laws. I dropped 2 on the last one. You might want to check it out. I dropped the first 2 laws of the universe. So now I'm going to drop 3 and 4. The third one is the law of action, right? The law of action suggests that ideas, right? They while ideas are good, nothing will ever happen without action, right? The action that we have to take is the action of alignment. When you're dealing with the law of action, it has a lot to do with when you want to change, when you want to bring something in, when you want to manifest something, or when you want something in general, right? When it says the law of action, it's not talking about the law of perception. Because, see, we want things, but we do things exactly opposite, and we don't get them, right? Because we're not doing. The law of action is saying that you have to take a specific set of actions that agree with the universe. This is the law of action. It's like, it's not just, oh, I want to go get something. Let me go out here and cheat, rob, and steal to get it.
Facts.
That action right there leads to karmic consequences.
Ooh, we talked about that earlier.
That's the law of action, y'all. It's like, that's why when you think that once you mature spiritually, you realize, yo, the bad guy don't never get away.
That's real. I was talking about how I had stole some of the kids' Halloween candy, and they stole it back from me. And he was like, the energy of stealing ain't never a good energy.
I said, yeah, when the energy of stealing, when the energy of stealing is around, everybody starts stealing. And it's crazy because coming from the life I come from, I remember spending some time in a dormitory one time, right? And it was one dude in the dormitory, and he messed around and stole a bag of chips out somebody's locker. They beat him. I'm talking about they beat him so bad. I sat back and was like, yo, that was that bad over a bag of chips. But then one of the older people explained to me, if you let somebody start stealing, if you let him get away with it, man, everybody gonna start stealing, right? Real. And that's the kind of energy, like negative energy is very, very infectious because the demonic doesn't have a source.
That's real.
So only thing when you introduce the demonic into any situation is looking to latch on to something so that it can that's why an authority can move it.
That's real.
And if there's no authority, it's gonna keep dragging. Anything demonic, it don't be friends with it. You gotta dismiss it. See, when things come and they got the demonic stamp on them, that's when you got to go into your knowledge of spirituality and speak out your mouth.
That's when the energy, when we used to be like, oh, well, we can fix this thing. You got to learn. You really do have to learn. And, this is one of the biggest lessons for me. We can't fix everything. We can't.
No.
We really can't fix everything. Every person. We just can't fix everything. And I think that's one of the biggest spiritual lessons we have to learn as adults, that we literally just can't fix everything. There's some things that just they're just broken, and it's not for you to fix. It's for God to keep working on and for you to move on. Because that's why we have seasons. People for seasons, people for reasons, right? Like that kind of energy.
And it's crazy because as far as like the law of action is this serious in the metaphysical. Let's say you attach to something and this thing is a parasite. Maybe it's draining you. Maybe you can't move forward because you're attached to it.
Succubus.
Right? As you begin to take action to detach yourself from it, every little thing counts. Like it starts like, first of all, you move away from the phone. Boom. As you move away from the phone, the law of action becomes active. It causes disturbance, right? Whatever's linked to you, it causes disturbance. I'm trying to get you to see everything in frequencies. The law of action is that serious. Like when you take action, it breeds consequence. It produces algorithm. It affects things around you that you can't see. But if you're a person that's limited to your spectrum, because a lot of us, we think we're so smart. That's what makes us so dumb. Because we really think everything we see is what's happening. So then we be like, well, if I ain't no need to do nothing. I ain't gonna change nothing over there. That's the dumbest logic that you can have as a wise person. Understand, everything you do affects what's going on over there. So if it's something going on with your energy over there, and it could be your heart space, it could be your money, it could be something. But if your energy is misappropriated over there, and you can't physically do anything about it, you got to begin to fight spiritually. Take the law of action and work. Okay, universe, I call back my energy from over there. First thing, call back your energy. That's setting intention.
You deserve that.
That's what it, see, in the metaphysical, when you say my energy, all the demonic spirits look up somebody know something. They know something. Like now your energy is coming back to you. Why? Because you called it. You had the authority to do that the whole time. But we don't do it. We sit back and we think there's no hope because the enemy always want to convince you that you're wise enough to see life through what you see. You can't. You got to start looking at what's over there by resonating with what you have right here. Don't look at what you have and think this is the sign. No, look at it and be like, there's more to it.
That's real.
I need to really start. So, because you will begin to take the law of action and you'll begin to make it work for you. And in the law of action, one of the most important feats is to achieve alignment. When you achieve alignment, you ain't even got to always be right when you align. Trust me. Wow. When you align yourself, man, you can be wrong. But you know how the energy of the Bible say, yea, though I was far off, I was drawn near by the blood. Ooh. That kind of energy, I believe that that's alignment.
It's the grace of God,
yeah,
that comes in and saves a person when they are dedicated to being right. In our instances where we are wrong, because we are wrong sometimes. So that was good.
That's the last one, and then we're gonna tap in with some card energy. The last one is the fourth law of the universe. It's the law of correspondence. Very important law. What the law of correspondence is basically this. As within, so without.
Wow.
Right? Understanding the language of the universe. You're going to manifest what's going on inside of you. When you step into this realm and you're dealing with spirituality, it's important to correspond. Like, that means like, I want to do something. I'm trying to manifest it. But I got to be willing to correspond with the universe. When the universe say adjust, I got to adjust. When the universe say move, I got to move. When the universe, because that's the correspondence. If you don't do that, you become a mixture of intent inside. It's like you want something, but inside, you don't really know how to get it together to get it. So the universe is giving you what you got going on inside, and you're getting frustrated because you want this. But the universe is screaming to us through the laws of correspondence. What you want requires you to top some things deeper on the inside, right? Gotta be prepared for it. It's like you want this money, and God ready to send you a stack of money that'll knock you off your feet, right? But you don't see it that way because you're not willing to get prepared for what God really trying to send. So the universe know you can't handle it.
And sometimes he can send it to us. Like it could be a job where, you ask for this particular amount of money, you got the job, but it takes your energy to be into the job, right? To do the work. And, maybe you could be slacking, so you're not making the performance bonuses that you could be, whatever it is.
Man, and so the way she expounded on that, it makes it, and this is why I love her, because she understands that, God assists us. It's like God gave you a little something. All right, I'm going to take that, make it do what it do. Watch what God, the divine be like, the universe be like, oh, you bent it that way? Oh, we're going to spin it all the way around tenfold for you. Now, look. Now you rewarded, right? But it all comes in corresponding with the divine allowed you to see the hidden esoteric meaning of things in life. The correspondence is where your gift, see what's going on inside of you is your correspondence, right? It's the law. So if you gifted, that means you deeply connected with spirit. You got to correspond. At that level, like you can't be ignoring your intuition.
Right.
What you expect the universe to do? If you linked up and your gift involves your intuition, you have to strengthen your intuition.
Ooh, that's
you
so
gotta
real.
make it strong. You gotta be able to link your intuition and your faith together so your conduit is open. Because what we do with our gifts, we get them, we know we got them, we neglect them. The world punishes us.
That is so...
World punishes us for that.
It's so great that he mentioned this, because earlier, if you weren't tuned in, I spoke about there are people that are literally, envious and upset over your spiritual gifts of seeing. You can see beyond the veil. And it says that your discernment is a gift, and if neglected, it will be wasteful. So we're talking about the energy of wastefulness. Spirit says talk about it. And I love that he's going into detail about this, because these gifts that God gave us, and the same as he's talking about over here, I'm hearing wasteful.
And it's funny because when you're dealing with energy and the law of the laws, right, of spiritual laws, right? Do you know that your energy can only be used if you're not using it?
Ooh.
Your protectors, they're not allowed to let anything in your energetic field that's trying to pull energy that's needed for you to use, and that's a protection that we don't understand. That's why correspondence is important. If I'm purpose, like many of you purpose, and you in it, they can't send a demon in hell to come steal anything that you need, because your protection going to yank them out of there every time. Real. Why? Because your energy is reserved for use. See, people who get abused in the spirit, they people who not willing to do the shadow work. Listen, I'm telling you. They won't
even hear their ancestors.
You're talking to two people that had the worst type of spell work you can imagine. That's why we
cooking up these spell works.
You know why we don't fear kitchen witches, and we don't fear people that do. Listen, God has blessed us through wars with people that fight with magic from the grimoires.
Hallelujah.
Right? I'm talking about Ikile magic.
That's
right?
Real.
Magic where people
African
can
magic,
shape shift into animals, Indian and all of that.
Magic.
It's real nasty stuff. And to go through that, this is the reason why we do what we do. We know a side that many of you all don't know.
You better speak a word.
And what we trying to do is get y'all to understand. Like, I'm talking about, how with me, see, high priest has taught me a lot about spirituality. I was raised in religion, but I had a strong faith even then, right? It's like, and I had a multicultural family. They believed in all type of stuff. Very high-tech occultists. So I say that to say, when I was in my sleep one night, y'all, and I'll never forget, I've never been so scared in my life, right? As the divine was initiating things about us, and spirit was giving us different things, two people popped up in my dream in a way that I never, I said, that wasn't no dream.
Right.
Remember, I said that wasn't no dream.
Too real.
I said that wasn't no dream. I said that was not a dream. I don't know what that was. And then the ancestors began to touch me up. And they took me into the gift the right way. And it's like, so when these type of things happen, it takes you to correspondence and understanding these laws on a whole nother level. Look, it's real, y'all. That's all I can say. Like, I don't want to, Spirit don't want me to go into it.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say something, but I'm like, we're gonna do a whole little.
The law of correspondence is basically this. Start here. Pay attention to what's really going on inside of you.
That's
like,
real.
Don't take it for granted. Don't go and open up your spell word and say things because you can bite off more than they can. And all right, this is it, and I'm leaving because Spirit wants me to make y'all aware of this. In the spirit realm, there are many malignant, posing, and trickster spirits, right? And you know what they do? Thank you, Spirit. Let's say you go into spirituality, your heart is set right, you're pure, you contact your deity, and you feel it on you, right? You ain't all set. Because guess what's going on in your life?
Spiritual warfare.
It's spirits right here in your vicinity, and you know what they waiting for you to do? Come out of your intent. Because the minute you leave your intent, that deity that you reached, when your intention was pure, now you're susceptible to trickster deities.
Let me catch you slipping.
When your intentions fail, and you want to stay in the spirit, guess what? Boom, they latch onto you. Now you're a dark worker. All because you ain't focused on the law of correspondence. You know, when we not in shape for spirituality, you know what God tells us to do, fall back. And it could be like, oh, and sometimes it'd be like, oh, I did that wrong. I did something
Even
wrong.
with us, like, you know, if you see us go and we not on here for a day, Spirit done set us down. You know, we really abide spiritual law, and you know, I'm so grateful that we do because it makes life so easy for us. You know, that's why we're not easily moved by money and you know people that want us to do baneful things, you know, for their gain. We're not easily interested in those kind of things because we really tap into the energy of God. You know, when you are two people that God literally was like, take his hand and you take her hand and y'all go like this, right?
Yeah.
You know, and don't let go. It's like that kind of energy, and you see the miracles that happen in your life when you group with people of like minds and people that God sends you. You'll begin to see your life change, right? And it's crazy because the devil will try to make it seem like it's not changing, but if you look at every detail of your life, things are changing and moving because God is a gracious God and he moves things around according to his plan. But you are always in mind when it comes to his plan. Isn't that beautiful?
Man, it's
Woo!
like I said, y'all, the law of action and the law of correspondence. Like, focus on them, look them up. You know, begin to tap into the laws of the universe. Begin to understand the language of the universe. It's very simple, you know. It's so abstract. I heard one of the elders, and you know what they saying right now? You want something in the world, stop needing it so bad. Because it's like we got things that we need, right? And our need drive us into reversal. Because then we might, it's like I say this, God, bless me with this energy right here, this thing I need. And then God says, okay. And then when God go to blessing me, he got to take me around all these different obstacles to prepare me for what I asked for. But now I'm out there like this. Well, God, why you doing this to me? Well, God, why you got me out here doing this to me? Right? So now, not only are we looking foolish in the spirit, now we done made a mockery out of our own prayer because we done asked God to do something that he did already.
He always do everything we ask him to do. We'll keep going with the same prayer 20 times. Well, God,
as
did you hear?
He heard us the
first time. He's perfect.
He heard you.
He's the only thing that's
He
perfect.
waiting on you half the time. I done did it. I'm telling y'all, man.
We tell y'all from experience, you know, we tell you guys, real things, you know,
Yeah.
that we've experienced, things that God literally gives us. And the beautiful thing about us, you know, when I sit back and I think about the beauty of our ministry, you know, God allowed both of us to go through real life traumas, but total different situations.
Yes.
And so when you can bring those together and really mend the heart of people, it's a beautiful thing. So I'm so grateful for the things that we do.
I've never
I love it.
met a woman with a stronger anahata chakra. Like, High Priestess story consists of a lot of different type of traumas to the heart, right?
They're trying to take me out. Oh, Elizabeth, they're trying to get me.
But I watched God strengthen her in a way where many people, they look at her like, oh, she's so unfazed. It's not even that. It's just that when you truly get the energy of gratitude and gratefulness, what can slip inside that energy? It's like you can do or say anything you want to do and say to me because I know where my strength comes from. And then when you deal with me, I've been through so much in life and seen so many things, right, coming from where I come from, that I know ain't nothing out here but God.
That's real.
I'm trying to tell you, I know this. Like when I see people going with the devil and they get you know one thing that the devil always gives people that get in with him? Glamour magic, right? Yeah. Like they get the glamour and they making their magic moves and they making their deals with the devil, right? And what people don't realize is that when a person is in demonic energy and give you something, none of it's for free.
But you know what the most...
Everything you take binds you to that energy. Ain't this weird? Like,
and the slickest thing I think about it is, you know, we always say, you know, this person sold their soul to the devil or whatever. You know, the sad part is you can't even sell your soul to the devil because you don't own it. You don't own your soul. So imagine you trying to give away some hand-me-downs that don't even belong to you.
Yo, your energy
will
never go. And this is for all of my Satanists. Yeah, and ask Aleister Crowley. If we could dig him up and ask, I could tap into his energy. I used to when I first started this, because I wanted to see what kind of person he really was, right? Now, you know what Aleister Crowley's last words was before he passed away?
Something about God. What?
He said, "Oh God, what have I done?
What have I done?"
Right? Now, this is a man that lived his life and broke all type of spiritual rules, regulations,
and encouraged others
to do the same thing. So my thing is, it's like, why would I do that? You know, that's not what we doing here, right? We ascending. I want somebody to hear this, right? You went through everything, and this ain't this, you know, because they got all these Instagram, oh, Divine One, you went through. Nah, skip all that. I'm talking to somebody.
I'm sorry, I'm hungry.
What you really went through was God's purpose. It was God's design. But you so stuck in your own wisdom, you are a person that God loves dearly, whoever y'all are. And the thing about it is that you have to really, the energy of the Bible brings to my aid, lean not towards your own understanding, right? Right now, you dealing with some energy that you do not understand. Your wisdom, it stops here. This thing, it requires this amount of wisdom. So when you get to those impasses in life, you gotta surrender. What are you surrendering? The way you looking at life in your box. I'm looking at life, I see it like this. And you stern and you adamant about it. And that's one of your qualities. But what you don't realize is you having trouble because you pushing against the design and the mechanics of the divine for your life. The divine know what you need. Your ancestors know what you need. Oh man. You know, it reminds me of a friend of mine when I was young, and he wouldn't stop messing with this girl, right? And he used to get in all type of drama. People used to get hurt, and he would end up right back with her. And you could see God love this dude, right? And Do you know how many times they got back together and the result is somebody getting hurt and somebody, until eventually they separated and they both end up being well in life. But the whole time when I reflect on it, it was a series of him being a person, because he's a minister now, right? But it was him being in the purpose of not learning the lesson. When you that big, are you willing to cause other people harm? Because your design, God doesn't, the energy of the divine doesn't favor humans, right? When you truly chosen, you can make it real dangerous for people when you're not careful with your energy. Like, you want to link to somebody that want to do war with you when you got ancestors that'll destroy that person.
Real talk. That's
not fair. And it breeds karma. So you got to realize, stop leaning in your wisdom. If God got you, though.
You heard me.
Because he been had.
Isn't that what we started off the message with my download? And it says, it was keep going, because basically God got you. And yesterday the download was God is handling it all.
God got you. God got you. Stop it. Like, stop it. Because God got you, but your wisdom is in the way. Like, you're very wise, right? But I want you to remember, it was only one recorded as being the wisest person, and that was Solomon. And guess what? He made the dumbest move ever by sticking to his wisdom. See, his wisdom led him to the false energies and all of this. Next thing you know, he got spell work in the grimoires, right? He ain't got no business in the grimoires.
Lost his divinity.
He lost his divinity, and he said this much, right? He compromised it. Why? Because he was too wise.
And sometimes we are, every day, we think we're too wise to listen to someone because of maybe them from their past, or maybe they were a certain way this way, or maybe you don't like how they look, or maybe because they whatever it is, but the message is the message.
See, a lot of y'all don't want to accept one thing about it. You used to people going in and coming out with their religious garbs on, and they got the robes that they see. What we do, we go and throw a little shaman face paint on. We get comfortable in our fits, and we come through and we deliver you colorful with a lot more authority than a lot of those people that you leaning towards. I'm telling you, this ain't for kudos or nothing. This is to really, really make it and stress the emphasis that, listen, these messages, they coming from the divine. They should be resonating deep in there, right? Because if they ain't, this ain't meant for you. You might want to go somewhere else to another channel. Because this walk we take is the most beautiful walk. Yeah. Like the man said, but are you strong enough?
Well, that was your message, Divine Being. We're going to come back to you guys with a oracle energy reading. We're going to take an intermission, okay, so we can get some food.
That was fun. I love you all so much. Y'all can't believe how good I feel.
In the spirit, yes.
In the spirit with the ancestors, and just allowing them to send me intuitions and intuits.
That's real.
And delivering them and having integrity in spirit, right? It feels good. And for the ones of y'all that it is resonating with, it's a slow thing. I know you can't believe that it's resonating with a guy that look like me and sound like me. And I'm a little rough around the edges and all that, but my heart is pure.
That's real.
And it's going to stay that way.
It is.
So we love you all.
We love y'all. We elemental beings. Make sure you guys leave us some comments, like, share, subscribe. If you're not already following the page, why not?
The elemental beings, and we vibing out. The high fun is up.
The high priestess out.